From this position, Sensei keeps his arms high as he starts to step. They cross and then come down jujuki. 1. And we're into front stance, body square. Now jujuki, X block, can be used to stop a kick dead in its tracks, which is sometimes quite scary for people when someone's kicking. And if someone's kicking strong, it's very scary. It can also be, as my instructor used to teach it, is a glancing block and the punch attacks top of the foot, base of the ankle, and it's very tender there. So my instructor would always use it as a strike, and he'd sometimes block and strike underneath. So there's lots of applications, again, as other videos, but this jujuki. So maybe Sensei could go back and show that move one more time. So can you stop halfway, Sensei? So look at Sensei's arms are high. His knees are bent, so he's kept the same height. He hasn't stood up. He's come across. Now, Sensei's right hip is out. The weight is on his right leg. He's going to drive from his right leg, use the right side of his body. 2. This makes a very dynamic move. Sensei used the whole right side of his body there, from the leg up to the shoulder and the arms, to do this technique. It wasn't just a arms out movement. Next move. Stepping forward in back stance is always a problem. And the reason is, could you do one incorrect, Sensei, and have your weight forward? People end up with the body weight forward like this. So watch Sensei do it correctly, because what happens, you're traveling forward, but the weight stays back. So once Sensei's weight is transferred over the left leg, it then pivots. It pivots as the right leg shoots out. 1. And again, Morota, uchi-uke. And back one more time, Sensei. If you watch Sensei's arms, it's a small movement. Halfway, Sensei. 1. So look, Sensei's hardly moved his arms at all. Literally, this hand is just lifted up from the wrist. That is it. Then as Sensei completes the move, 2. Stance, the technique completes at the same time. We're now going to do moves 3 and 4 from the side so you can see. So we're in the second move finishing position, and we're going to do the jujuki and then the Morota uchi-uke. And the reason we're showing it from the side is so you can see the arm positions for the jujuki, so you can see how Sensei drives off his back leg for the jujuki and uses the right side of his body. This is really important. And lots of people don't do that. They just use their body weight to fall forward, and it's not a good technique. So Sensei's going to do really good technique and use his body correctly. And then Morota uchi-uke in back stance, you're going to see how Sensei uses his body weight, and he keeps his body weight back over the back leg on the Morota uchi-uke. So we're going to break it down. Halfway. 1. Like I said before, and you couldn't see properly, the left side is out. Left side is out, arms are prepared. Sensei's now ready with the legs, which are still bent back straight, to drive off that right leg. 2. See how the right side of the body came round. Everything finishes together. We're going to do this 2 counts as well. Halfway point. Morota uchi-uke. 1. Very small movement with the arms. But the reason I wanted to stop here is so you can see Sensei rotate on the Morota uchi-uke. 2. Okay, so now we're going to do this 2 moves nice and smoothly, but so Sensei will just exaggerate this movement with the body and hip so you can see it working, and exaggerate just so you can see how you should be performing this technique. Hajime. From here, when I go to, so I've got my right foot in front, when I bring my left leg up, my left arm comes across, but my right arm stays there. My right stays, my left goes across the front of the wrist. And then I start to step, I form fists, and then do the jujuki. So, to this position, just standing up high, guys. Left arm comes across and left foot. 1. Now the right side of my body is out. Now do a little step on your left leg, drive off your right leg, look, and then the arms direct. 2. Just today, guys, we'll do Gidambarai, Tatazuki. So we're blocking and striking. Now, yeah, we'll go into applications in a moment. Okay, take your stance, guys. Coco stash, back stance. So watch me here. I've kept the same height. My knees are bent, and my left arm's come across. Actually, my right arm does move a little bit. Comes down a little bit. 1. And then from here, 2. Gidambarai, Tatazuki. I know I've told you this before, but it brings back horrible memories for me from my instructor saying, Lyndon, kick me my Gary. Just sparring, moving around, just kick my Gary, any leg, when you want. And as I kicked my Gary, he would move to the side, deflect the kick, and then try and punch me in the ankle. And he kept doing it on both sides. So he would block, so he'd go off centre line. So if I kicked him here, he would move to the side, and as he deflected the kick, he would try and punch my ankle. So, it was horrible. He only caught me a couple of times, and I hate to admit it, but I probably bottled out the kick a couple of times as well. Afterwards, he said, best application for jujuki, along with someone attacking with a low punch, and you're blocking and then striking over the top Tatazuki. He always said to me, if there's someone who can really kick, you're never going to get close to them to do jujuki. Because when you do jujuki on a front kick and you stop their kick, you have to move in really close. So in other words, they have to be just starting the front kick for you to do that. I never have understood the application, to be honest. And he always said to me, someone who's a good kicker, you're never going to get that close. So he hated that application, jujuki for a kick. Well, I must admit, we did practice it long and hard as stopping a kick. It was pretty brutal. So me personally, I prefer blocking a low punch and striking over the top. Blocking a kick and striking the ankle. They're much better applications in my eyes for jujuki, a low jujuki. Okay. Back to the second move, guys. Watch me here. 1. Now, arms. Drive off the right leg. Come round, showman square. 2. Okay, one more. Second move. 1. So I'm in this position here, look, my right leg is bent. My hands are quite high, head height. Then from here, the fists, as I push the arms, I drive off the right leg and I drive the right side of my body round. So as everything drives into jujuki. 2. Just try 3 times. From here, look, up and through without stopping. Don't stop halfway. Right hip. So I'm going to do it in a high stance. Watch my right hip here. You've got to drive your right hip round. Oh, okay. Before, go to the second move, guys. Second move. I want you to do that move fast. So from here, I want you to come up with the left leg and into jujuki fast.
Go forward into back stance, kokutsudachi, with the right leg. So we'll just forget about the arms for a second. Remember, when you step forward in back stance, you push off the back leg, you pull off the front leg. And remember, once the weight passes the left leg, it goes no further. So my weight is already where it needs to be. So all I'm going to do is pivot sharply to back hip, and I'm going to keep my weight back and go into back stance. So for instance, I don't want to wait to keep going, and it ends up, as you can see, sort of my weight is sat in the middle. So you want to go forward as it passes this back leg. It stays over the back leg and you pivot into back stance. So that's what the legs are going to do. And the block is Morota uchi. So it's augmented double arm block. Again, there's a few variations on the preparation for this block. You see some people bring it back to hikite. Some people bring it back to bring it forward. The one we're going to do tonight is the one I've shown you before. Where I just want the arms to drop down to the side and then they're going to roll in. So we'll do it by 2 counts to start off with. All I want you to do is the left arm, which is underneath, is going to come slightly just to your left, very slightly to the left. And as you do this, that right arm is just going to turn. So it's like the tatazuki at the moment, palm out. Just going to come slightly to the left and that right arm is going to twist. Itch. And then on the next count, we're going to make that step into the back stance. As you finish the step, all you're going to do is roll the arms around so they finish to the front. So the right arm, which is on top, is going to finish with that crisp forearm twist that we're always talking about to get the stop. And that left arm, which is underneath, is just going to roll alongside. And you feel the 2 small knuckles. So we normally hit with the 2 big knuckles. The 2 small knuckles just feel like they're pushing just above the elbow. So this is where my elbow is, hand just above. So from this position, preparation, step forward, Morota uchi. That was just to highlight sort of the preparation. And this is done smoothly, guys. So they drop, and roll. So like I say, it's called sort of that double arm block or augmented block, supported block. Sort of the idea that this back arm is giving sort of a little bit of extra support to that block. But what I suppose you'd really be doing is sort of you block in here and then you're going in with the strike. So it's virtually the same shape, but it's just the front arm is doing the block and then that supporting arm is doing the attack. Okay, so we've got our right leg forward, right arm in front, left arm supporting.